Welcome back, everybody, to the next part of the observatory build, roll-off roof observatory build right here. Today we are going to start the construction of the concrete telescope pier. So this video is going to be all about building a permanent concrete pier for your telescope mount and telescope. I purchased a 10-inch cardboard concrete form tube, and we already have the rebar sticking into the concrete floor and ready to form up the concrete itself. I have purchased a steel plate for the pier top adapter plate as well. I'll show that to you, so let's go ahead and get started. My name's Trevor and you're watching Astropilot. So here is the threaded rod that we have anchored into the concrete and tied together. So this is the rebar for the concrete pier, which that is the 10-inch concrete cardboard form tube. And I've cut all these pieces of 2x4 that are going to help support that concrete tube once it's set in and everything. So yeah, we just drilled into the concrete, got these sticking up here. It's not going anywhere. These are in there solid, you can't even pull them out. So yeah, I've got it all marked there where the tube is going to go. All that's left now is finishing up the steel plate adapter, the pier top plate, and pouring the actual concrete. So today I'm going to form up this with the 2x4 and finish the steel plate. So yeah. One more quick thing, I have run power and Ethernet to the observatory underground. So I've got it coming out right here. This is my power cable and this is my Ethernet cable. And we ran a piece of PVC under the ground right here. So the power and Ethernet's coming right there. Power is actually hooked up to the breaker box there. And Ethernet is ran all the way over here through the concrete under the rock into right here with a coupler, and that goes under the house into the router, internet router modem inside the house, and that'll give me the ability to control the ASI air from anywhere on the property basically. So yeah, super excited. I'll catch you here after a while when we start pouring the concrete. So here is the steel plate I purchased. I got this off eBay. It's 3/8 inch thick solid steel. I already have drilled the 3/8 thread center hole for the mount to go through. I'll have a 3/8 inch threaded rod attaching the adapter and the mount right here, and these are the pilot holes for the 1/2 inch thick threaded rod here, which I just made my own J-bolts. So bent these up. These will go down into the wet concrete once the concrete is poured, and I'll have the nuts and washers here for leveling. So this is essentially a leveling plate, and the mount will attach right here. So yeah. So here is the finished pier top plate ready for the concrete. I've got my J-bolts tightened down and positioned in the right spot. that'll set down into the concrete. I'll have about a 3-inch gap between the top of the pier and the plate, and the mount will go right there with this adapter here. This was actually the top of the custom built pier extension for the tripod that I got a hold of, custom built, that came with the HEQ5 that I bought. This is a very nicely machined piece, and it works perfectly for a pier adapter, just like that. So I've got a piece of threaded rod that will go up into the center and tighten down just like that, and the mount will go on top there. So yeah, now we're ready for the concrete. So I just set these two big heavy 16 by 16 concrete paver blocks to weight this base down for this wood support. The way I'm going to make this wood form to help support this tube is take these cut pieces of 2x4 and build up a box like that. So 2 on each side, and then build it up that way. So I'm just going to take my time and drill the pilot holes in the wood and screw it in, and then just waiting on actually pouring the concrete. So here's the tube in the correct spot, got the rebar there, and that's where the pier is going to go. Much better solution than a tripod, much more room to walk around, and I did off center it by 2 inches back that way for proper spacing with the walls, with my RC6. And if I need to, I can always drill different mounting holes on the steel plate for proper centering for different telescopes and whatnot. So yeah, that's where the pier is going to be. So here is the form that I have made. I've got it all squared up. That tube is not going anywhere. We're going to use that coffee can to scoop the concrete into the tube. There's the tube. It's almost perfectly level to start out with, so that's good. And yeah, once it cools down outside a little bit, it's like 95 degrees out right now. We are going to start the process of pouring the concrete pier. Once we get it filled, smoothed out, I will set the pier plate down on top. And I use one of these 1x3s as spacing. So it is going good. I'll catch you when we start pouring the concrete. Alrighty guys, so we just finished pouring the concrete pier. It is done. Now we just wait for a few days to take off the form and we'll have a concrete pier. So here it is. I've got about a 3-inch gap with these boards here. And that is the 10-inch tube, concrete filled to the top. Place the plate down there. vibrated the whole tube to make sure no gaps or air was in there. And we are set. All right, welcome back, guys. It's about 5 days later after we poured the concrete pier, and it is completely set. And now it's time to peel this cardboard tube off. I'll show you a look at the Pier plate adapter, the leveling plate. The bolts are in tight, no movement at all, so it's solid. I've got it leveled right now. Got a good gap to get my hand in. And yeah, I've got the hole drilled. Works fantastic. And this thing is not going anywhere. I've tested it with my full weight, forcing it back and forth each way, and it is concrete solid, literally rock solid. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this peeled off, and all that will be left for the observatory will be finishing putting up this insulation, putting the flooring in, and wiring up the power correctly, and yeah, that'll be it. So stay tuned. We're gonna peel this off and get going.